what was meant by esoteric was simply this, which has been very clearly stated by Hadhrat Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam repeatedly and by the Holy Quran itself, that when you look at a thing, you don't consider that the surface which is seen by you is all there is to it. Beneath the surfaces, there are hidden secrets, hidden depths. And you should look at the surface, and if you are enamored by the beauty of the surface, just do not be satisfied with that, delve deeper, and you will find other jewels and other beautiful visions hidden underneath. This is the message which applies everywhere, and it's open to every man. And this is why Hadhrat Akram Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is told to be, is described to be the prophet of the surfaces as well as prophet of the depths. For instance, when the Holy Quran says yu'allimuhumul kitaba, it doesn't stop there. It further says wal hikmah. Hikmah is the depth, philosophy behind, the reasons underneath. So all that goes underneath, behind, as an intellectual support, that is hikmah, and that is not apparent to the eye. There has to be someone who should teach you both the Sharia as well as the underlying philosophy. So Ahmad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, in that regard, if there was any Sufi in the world, he himself was the Sufi, but not separate from other trends in Islam, but as a most beautiful mending of all the traits and all the tendencies in Islam. He was the equilibrium between intellectualism and love and deeper search for truth. All that that belongs to a religion was combined in him in a most balanced way. So if you find out, if you seek to reach a Sufi which prefers hidden secrets to the law of Sharia and derives the law of Sharia and thinks that he has reached a better or higher stage of wisdom, then such a Sufi would be totally rejected by Ahmad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam's own conduct and own behavior, because he was a symbol of balances, he was a symbol of poise, he was a symbol of equilibrium between all that interested men. So if this is Sufism, then there is no difference of opinion between me and the writer or any other person on earth. But if Sufism is to be regarded as something against and independent of Sharia or law, then I don't believe in such Sufism. It is just an imaginary thing. Because Sufism without intellectualism cannot exist. Sufism without love cannot exist. I mean, these are the legs on which Sufism stands. If you cut those two legs of intellectualism and love, Sufism totally disappears from the scene, because it is a child of a combination of these two things. So that is my first answer to the first part of the question, that let's first define what Sufism is. In my opinion, the true valid Sufism is nothing more or less than the presentation made to us of a style of life by Hadhrat Muhammad Mustafa Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam himself. The way he lived, the way he thought, the way he moved among the people and treated his fellow beings, and the way he conceived God, and the way he found God when he met him, and the way he explained him. All this is merged into one single personality of Hadhrat Muhammad Mustafa Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. It's a beautifully balanced personality. He's a man of quiet retreats as well, occasionally, but he's also a public figure. He's a man of worships, but he's also a man of jihad, taking up the sword for the cause of Islam. He does not separate himself from the world around him, neither as escapism or finding time alone for himself to love Allah. Only occasionally he finds time from here and there, snatches time some from the night and some from the day, to exclusively devote himself to Allah. But otherwise, in all his life, although he is engaged elsewhere, his heart remains to be with Allah. And that is not impossible. So if that is Sufism, that is the Sufism of Islam, in which every Ahmadi believes. And when I say this, there I establish the unity between intellectualism, love, and Sufism. Intellectualism of Ahmad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his love of God, as I have said, they were not only well balanced, they were inseparable. They coexisted. Similarly, his treatment of the mankind and his occupation in the world coexisted with these two qualities. The result was that nothing was sacrificed for the sake of the other. Nothing was preferred over the other in a manner as if one is rejected at the cost of the other. We never see any behavior of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam promoting such concept of Sufism or anyism. What he did was, he mingled them all together into one single being. And that single being remained constantly mindful of the presence of Allah. That presence of God was so deeply felt by him, was so constant day and night, that in fact what was left of him was neither love nor intellectualism nor anything else but a shadow of Allah. That was all. And in that shadow he worked in different directions, he performed various duties, and we from outside, we observe some of his acts as intellectual expressions, or some of his words as intellectual expressions, some of his words as expressions of love, some of his words as expressions of responsibilities and duties towards mankind and duties in more serious terms towards religion. But as I have told you, when a beautiful balance is created below, such a person receives a shadow from Allah which engulfs his personality and welds it into one single being. And then he has no contradictions left within him. He performed all these things without a split personality. And the oneness which is established on heaven, in the heaven, is established also on the earth in the form of a single representative of God. So this is what is expected of us. Although we cannot become Muhammad, peace be upon him, but we can follow his path in a way that we begin to represent unity of Allah. There is no split personality left within us. There is no duality left within us. When we love, our love is not in conflict with our intellectualism. They are in perfect harmony with each other. They are so well balanced that one force does not disturb the other. And as such we remain one to the mankind, single people, not to be bifurcated into two different